Hey guys, welcome back to the Critterverse. I have an idea. It's an idea in me head. And we all know that sometimes my head is not necessarily the coolest place to be because there's some weird stuff happening up in there. But we're going to do it anyway. So this is my 4-inch silicone mold, link in the description. I have 3 ounces of my fast cure resin. I think it's T-Expert, I don't know, teak oil, teak something. Anywho, I have that marinating as we speak. And I have my 3 colors that I want to go for. And then this is just a skosh, probably 5 ml, of white fast cure, and I have 2 drops of Alumilite, 2 very small drops, but 2 drops nonetheless probably equals 1 big drop of Alumilite white pigment dye, and 3 drops of my Core Art resin pigment in there. Because here's what I want to do. Here is my thought process. I want to try to do some sort of like Japanese ocean art inspired thing. So that's what we're going for. And I'm using my fast cure because it's thick. Captain Critter's eating an apple in the background.
Pardon me.
Everybody say hi to Captain Critter. And so that's why I'm using the fast cure, is because it's very thick and it's good for blooms, and also because it's 11:30 at night and I'm lazy and I don't want to wait for my regular resin to thicken up. So that is that reasoning behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of that in there. And of course, it's fast cure. It's going to have bubbles. It's thick. So I'm just going to do a little bubble mitigation here. And so the colors that we're going to be using are all Ranger alcohol inks. I have Cobalt, Glacier, and Monsoon. I want to do, and the reason I'm doing the Monsoon is because it has a slightly green tinge to it, and I think that that will go well with everything. So here we go, as they say. So we're going to do the Monsoon in the middle. And this is going to be pretty monochromatic. So 2 drops of Monsoon in the middle, and then I'm going to go with the Cobalt, which is that very lovely royal blue, for our second round. And then the Glacier, which is more of an icy gray blue. Around the outside, around the outside. And I actually think I want a little bit more Monsoon in the middle because I really like that. So 2 more drops of Monsoon in the middle. So we'll let that settle, do its thing, let them get all acquainted with each other and, you know, talk about who gets to go where and, you know, all that fun stuff. Should we do some Monsoon around the side? Around the outside? No. Just leave it alone. All right, so we're letting that settle. And I am going to have a cup of coffee. Oh, not the whole cup, but a sip. So, all right. So now that we've done that, we're going to go in with Swirly Whirlies in our white. And I'm looking at it, for some reason, it's telling me to stir it up again. And it is quite thick. It is thick. It's like 3 C's, 2 K's, and a Q. Sick. So we're going to go ahead and do some swirls. I'm going to start around the outside. Come on. And just do weird swirly patterns. Nothing. I'm not being real precious about where it goes. Because like I always say, nature ain't perfect and neither are we. So, oops, got a little bit on the side there. Static. Static electricity, folks. Science! Alright, so I'm just going to get that off the side there so it doesn't mess with anything. And I'm going to take my precision tool here and we're going to make some funky little wavy bits going through it. Our white. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Because who doesn't love funky little wavy bits? Right? I enjoy a good funky wavy bit. Okay, so now that we have those, I'm going to go into the middle and do a little swirl. Swirly whirly. So nothing terribly fancy, nothing terribly, you know, extensive or detail. Just going to go in, not messed with it to give it a little bit of heat, a little bit of persuasion. And we are going to let that do its thing and see what it comes up with. So I will see you guys for next steps. See you soon. Okay, it's time to get this guy out of the mold. And we'll see what our next steps are. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? Wow, look. It's very interesting. Very wavy. It really does look like crashing waves. Alright, so this determines what I want to do next. So I'm going to put it back in the mold. Now, I will run the risk of seepage around the sides, but, you know, I'm not terribly concerned about that. And here's why. I want to do it in blue. So if I get some blue around it, then I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to pour my resin here. So I'm going to do, this is the fast cure again. And again, this is the Tea Expert Fast Cure 4-hour. So I've got 20 of B. I always do B first because A is thicker, and if I put A on top of B, it helps me mix it in better. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to put my gloves on for the mixing. Part of everything. Hear the little glove farts. That's kind of funny. All right, so let's mix this up. And for this layer, I want to do the monsoon. So now that that I've got that mixed up a little bit, I will add that. No, glacier. Okay, alcohol ink, Ranger again, the Monsoon, Ranger alcohol ink. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because at least from what I've found, Ranger alcohol ink tends to dissipate color. It's subtle, I'll put it that way. Get that mixed in, and yes, I am stirring like I'm beating an egg. It's fast here, it's going to have bubbles anyway. But that's why we use heat gun and alcohol, if necessary, to get rid of the bubbles. So that is actually a little light for what I want. So I'm going to add a drop of my black ER Core Art resin pigment just to deepen that up a little bit. Yeah, see? Let's see. Yeah, that looks nice. Actually, I am going to add one drop of, actually a couple more drops of the Monsoon. There we go. Just because I want a pretty deep colored background on this white. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. There we go. And actually putting the alcohol ink in it does help dissipate some of the bubbles because it's alcohol. So, I did have a chunky bit over there. Let me wipe that off. There we go. That was just what was on the bottom of the cup. All right, so go ahead and pour this on. And this is just barely over an ounce. So it'll be thin, but significant in coverage. So since it's still translucent, it'll let the light through. But still give good impact. Beep. All right. Put my black away. All right. Now some bubbles. Alrighty, so I'm going to let this cure and then we will come back and see how it does. I'll see you soon. All right, it is time to demold this guy. So let's get him out. That satisfying demolding crunch. Love it. All right. Turn my mold back in the right direction. And you can see that the monsoon did great. Really enjoying the way that that came out. So let's see. Oh, wow, yeah. Look at that. This looks like a tropical storm or a hurricane or whatever you want to call it. That is actually really quite groovy. I dig that a lot. I do. That turned out really well. I am very pleased. I hope you guys like it. Oh, look at the side. You can really see the depth in the sides. Look at that. That is stunning. I love it. I hope you guys do as well. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And yeah, I will see you guys for the next one. Take care. Cheers.